Hi guys, welcome back to the channel for another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. This one's all about my 10 favourite characters I'd love to see in game. As you know, we get about, on average, 2 a month. Well, I'd say on average, some months we get 3 new characters a month. So, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? That's another story for another video. But the fact is, let's focus on the 10 that I'd really like to see. The first character I'd really like to see is Misty Knight. The bionic arm links to Iron Man, and also the fact that she was sort of involved with being an undercover spy in Hydra. She's ended up tipping off Sam to say that, hey, like, watch out, because there's a lot of spies from Hydra lurking around in the Avengers and the X-Men. So, apart from that, the fact that they could really do loads of cool things with that bionic arm is going to be pretty amazing. So I would like to see this character in game. And just finally, Misty Knight has had 3 arms in her time, and they're all pretty unique. Even the last one, which has just some advanced technology, the strength can actually liquefy at close quarters adamantium. So it's like, this is absolutely crazy. But yeah, love to see it in the game. Next up is Adam Warlock. As you know, if you watched the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he was kind of teased as a future character, as like, I shall call him Adam. Adam's got some crazy backstories to him, and I'll put a link in the description so you can read up about him. It's just absolutely crazy, from involvement with Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity War. Man, he's been involved with a lot of stuff, but he's incredibly powerful. He's able to absorb energy, telepathy, he's got the ability to absorb and also emit magic, so it's like crazy. He's also got crazy skills as a martial artist, and weaknesses, very few. Apparently weaknesses are that if anything possess a magic staff, so like Corvus, Mordo, kind of, well, that's kind of used as a different stick. In any case, he's got a problem with Corvus's stick. That's the main thing to really say. Either way, with the ability to kind of manipulate things with the stones, obviously the Infinity Gems, he is going to be so powerful if he was put into Marvel Contest of Champions, and I hope that maybe one day he is. Now, I would be just repeating myself if I said, like, man, I want Captain Britain, and I've said that too many times. You know why. Mystic Champion potentially. So much going for him, like power-wise, regeneration, loads. Force fields, amazing strength. Yeah, this guy's brilliant. I really want Captain Britain in at some point. Decent synergy with Psylocke, bring her into the current meta. Yeah, love that idea. Right, another boost for the tech line would be Nova. An excellent character and something that I'd want to see in the MCU, so maybe one time that this will actually happen, but yeah, Nova's a pretty cool character. Tapping into the Nova Force is going to mean for some incredible energy-based damage. Probably the highest that we'll actually see in game, if Kabam get him right, and I pray to God that they do get him right when he's put in. Bit of a challenge now for Kabam, and I was hoping that it would be something in Mr. Sinister's build of an animation, where we saw the ability to liquidize or kind of go into a shape-shifting form. Not liquidizing, obviously, but that's another thing for another video. In any case, like having the change of the character into another one, the same way that Mystique, if she was ever added into the game, how she would really work. Now, I'm not sure it's going to be an easy process, but it would be something I'd like to see. The idea that she could switch to another character, go into a shape-shifting form, and then replicate the abilities of the opponent. So say she's fighting up against Wolverine, and then all of a sudden is able to switch into looking like a Wolverine, and therefore would do the same attack pattern. So if you're facing off against a Blade, you could shapeshift to a Blade, or maybe get those buffs that are currently up. Either way, this is up for Kabam to eventually get this character in, and I think a lot of the community would like to see this, see Kabam really challenge their expertise of animation builds, and also how they consider new characters being put into the game. Next up is Quicksilver, and this character could have actually had an opportunity to be in game. Kabam were thinking about putting in the MCU version, played by Aaron Taylor-Johnson, and yeah, I would have liked that. I'm a bit bummed that the character got killed off in Avengers. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it in the last 7 years, then where have you been? Living under a rock or something? Well, you could have been in a coma for that amount of time, so apologies to those that have maybe in comas during that time period. In any case, yeah, Quicksilver, amazing. Be very difficult to put in game still. The idea of like animations, how the character moves, speed forcing, I know that's mainly kind of associated with the Flash, but the fact is it's similar and the same thing. They move really fast. It's a no-brainer, except one's red and the other one's got some sort of white lightning bolt down him. In any case, whatever. The fact is, it will be good to see this character at some point. Kabam need to look into this at some point to say, we can make this work by X means, whether or not he goes really fast, does a bit of damage, and then slows down because of tiredness, and goes out of mode. There's like a mode that's like a speed mode, and then a non-speed mode. I don't know. I'll leave it up to Kabam to come up with the idea, but this is a character that the community want to see. Next up, and you don't get more Omega level or super level mutant than Legion, who at times he kind of looks like he's part Tekken character, part Dragon Ball Z character with the spiky hair, which I'd still love to see in game. It'd be like using a character that looks like a paintbrush. I stand corrected, alpha level mutant as the description. He's too powerful, and if he was put into game, would he be too powerful? Possibly. The way that Kabam scaled Mr. Sinister, I didn't feel that that was the case, that was an equal balance. The same way could be said for Dormammu being such a, well, he's not as strong as he would be technically if you were going a big character, MCU, Marvel Comics. He's then put into a game. It's not as powerful. You kind of go with this, doesn't scale down well. Those, obviously, Blade is super powerful, super cool. But the fact is, it's just how it is in game, and you just have to kind of put up with it. And with being the son of Charles Xavier, it does seem that the mind is powerful, so these different personalities of mutations can be drawn upon in order to, well, you know, do lots of different things. And I think that that's incredibly cool. I don't think it would work in game personally if they were to put him in, unless they gave some permanent personalities to say, okay, well, here's 10 personalities, or it's a case he absorbs the enemy. That may be a better idea, like persistent charges. Absorbs the enemies and then goes into the next fight and says like, okay, so he gains a fury, gains a power gain, those kind of things. And sticking with Pops, it is indeed Charles Xavier, a character that I would absolutely love to see in game. I've kind of now gone off the thought of Jean Grey being put in, as the fact is, I don't think Kabam has any plans to put in a Jean Grey like 90s version into the game. So the style that you've got like the pink and the kind of the blue kind of look, I just don't think that it's going to be a thing that they want to put in. So the fact is, I would really like to see Charles Xavier. A lot of people do say from time to time, Rich, well, how would that really work? The same way that they kind of said the same thing from MODOK. MODOK is a floating hover chair with a big head on it. The fact is, it could be done the same way. It could be in a hover chair, which then could be either going to attack or like taking damage, the same way that it could be a case of like, yeah, okay, we would look like you're beating up somebody in a hovering wheelchair, and that would seem to be weird. But the same thing, again, could be said for MODOK, which is a big head on a floating chair. It can be done, people. And as we know, Charles Xavier's mental strength is second to none. Similar on par with Emma Frost, but obviously not as powerful as his son, which is incredibly powerful. Or Jean Grey. He does all right. I guess that's the main thing to say. He does all right. So yeah, telepathic powers are going to be the main thing. Next character I really want to see is Apocalypse, but I am a bit wary about this because Mr. Sinister didn't 100% really impress me when he was put in game, and that's largely with the fact that I was expecting huge regeneration abilities. And yes, he does have regeneration abilities, and yes, they are quite good, but I was expecting something that was a bit more powerful and substantial, especially considering the fact of this immortality thing coming up, and maybe there was more of like an idea of persistent charges going from battle to battle. But either way, Apocalypse, hopefully if he is added in game, will be an extremely powerful champion that is going to wreck the battlefield. And with things like molecular manipulation, he's got things where he interacts with energy. Yeah, just list goes on with powers for this guy, but his strength is going to be too powerful. And I'm talking like not the case of like he'll be able to fight against Galactus, because Galactus, if he was added into the game, would be more powerful than that. But Apocalypse definitely could be a hugely powerful champion. And sticking with the super powerful characters, Odin. Yes, we love Odin. A fantastic character. The fact is, I'm in an alliance that's kind of like called Odin, but the fact is, I'd like to see the All-Father, just because he's going to be so damn powerful, so damn cool. And yeah, really like a kick-ass synergy. Just imagine that he's bringing all those characters together. We've got Heimdall, we've got Hela, we've got both of the Thors, and possibly Jane Foster, but then that's kind of like pushing it a little bit, and also Loki. So yeah, having all those characters linked together with some amazing, powerful synergies. Man, the Thor family and the Asgardian family is going to be absolutely strong as hell. So yeah, I'd be quite excited to see what could be done with this particular character. And with regeneration and the Odin Force, man, even like reading some of the stuff from the Odin Force, and by the way, go to the link in the description to read more about this. Odin Force sounds like it's going to be a real massive powerhouse of magical powers, so many different things that could be done with this character. So I would love to see this if Kabam could ever make it. So there we have it, guys, and we end in Asgard in order to say thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content. Don't forget to drop into a live stream every 1900 hours most days, and also support the channel, hit the join button also as well. Join the Discord, links are in the description below. And what are your favorite 10 champions or characters that you'd love to see be put into Marvel Contest of Champions? Put them in the comment section below, or tell me on the Discord server. In any case, thank you very much for watching, and I'm Rich the Man, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.